Hello everybody, it's Wendy and I'm here today with Jesse James Beads, and we are going to look at a beautiful strand called the Dark Sunset Strand. So our encouraging word for today is live more, worry less. And I think that's words of wisdom right there. So our Dark Sunset Strand, this is so pretty. We've got some really pretty sparkly rhinestone beads on here, which I absolutely love. We've got some gorgeous crystals. And these strands are available on both the United States and the UK website. So all of you in the UK, you are not left out. So check out these bead strands. They are just absolutely gorgeous. So Dark Sunset. So I'm going to set this one aside. I've got this one already opened up. And we're going to make a beautiful necklace. So I'm using one Dark Sunset strand. I am using some check glass pearls in matte cream. I am using some thunder polish beads. Look how pretty these are and sparkly. Ooh, gorgeous. And here are the pearls. I'm using one of these quick links by Bead. I've got some crimp bead covers here. Now these are large crimp covers, and you'll see what we're going to use those for here in a minute. I have a few crimp tubes, 4 to be exact, 2x2 crimp tubes. I have some 19 strand tiger tail, or not tiger tail, just bead stringing wire. This is 19 strand in a satin gold color. This is really a pretty color too, I think. There it is. Okay. I've got 2 eye pins, or 2 head pins and an eye pin, 1 toggle clasp, and 4 wire guardians. Okay. And then you're going to need your jewelry tools. So we're going to make a really pretty necklace here. And I'm just going to cut my bead stringing wire right now. And I'm just cutting off, oh gosh, a long piece. Let's see. I like my necklaces. This kind of a necklace I don't want to be super long. So I like it to be about 24 inches total, which would mean I need 12 inches per side on my bead stringing wire here. So I'm going to cut about a 24-inch piece total, and then I'm just going to cut that in half, and we'll have our 12 inches per side. Okay, and that's the measurement for me that I like this type of necklace to be. If you like it longer, you can make it longer. It's totally up to you, however you want to do it. Okay, so, and you're going to need all your jewelry tools, of course, but this strand I think is just absolutely beautiful, and I really am just happy to be able to work with it. It's so pretty. So I'm going to pull out these beads, these 2 crystals, okay, and these 2 rhinestone beads. I'm going to pull those 2 out, kind of set them aside. I'm going to pull these 2 out, and I think one of these cage beads out, and set them aside. We're not going to use them, and we're going to use the rest of these here. And I've actually taken one of the rondelles and put it inside this cage bead. I think this is really so cool. So you just take it and just poke it in there. It'll go, okay? And then we've got this rhinestone bead. We've got this other rondelle. We've got these 2 really pretty dark purple pearls, 2 large hole beads, and 2 gold beads, okay? So we're going to set those aside for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take my Bead quick link, and I'm going to take one of my crimp tubes and a piece or a wire guardian, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this, link this directly onto the quick link. So I'm just going to go up and around my wire guardian with my wire, my bead stringing wire. And actually, I don't want to use that much wire. There we go. Let's pull that back down a little bit. Got my crimp tube on there, and now, whoops, now it's going to give me trouble, isn't it? Get back on there. Okay, so let's go right down through here. Having issues. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slip it right onto this quick link, and then I'm going to pull this wire up so I'm not wasting so much. There we go. Back down through the crimp. So here's what I've got. I have my little wire guard onto my quick link, and then my crimp tube here. So I'm just going to go ahead and crimp this down. I want to make sure my wires are not crossed. I'm going to lay it in the little divot and pull everything tight. Make sure that my wires are not crossed, and they're not there. And I'm just going to crimp that down really well, okay? And then I'm going to turn it the 90 degrees and close the crimp up, okay? So there we have it. All right. Now I'm going to string, and I want to use some of these pearls and some of these thunder polish beads and these guys right here. I'm just going to use 2 per side, but let me go ahead. I am going to go ahead and attach the other one just the same exact way that we just did this one. And I just want to get them both on so then I can string it and kind of see how I want to do the beads up the sides. Whoops. I'm really having issues with getting this on the wire guards tonight. I don't know what my problem is. I'm hungry. Maybe that's it. I need to stop and eat dinner and then come back and do this. I can't seem to get it to go. There we go. All right. Pull that up a little bit. I had it on there and pulled it right off. This is a little bit too short. Let me pull a little bit more down here because I don't want to be having too much trouble and it not close up there. My crimp not close up. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, I forgot to put it on the quick link. Goodness gracious. There we go. I really do need to stop and eat probably. Kind of tired too. I didn't sleep good last night and I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning tonight, or it'll be tomorrow morning, I guess, but because my flight leaves for home, I'm flying home to see my family, so my flight leaves at 6:30, so I've got to be at the airport at 4:30. So I actually have to get up earlier than 4:30. Yay, right? It's about a 30-minute drive, so I'm probably going to get up about 3:30. I am all the way packed, and I'm considering sleeping in my clothes, so I can just get up and go. All right, so here's our quick link. I am going to cut this strand of thunder polish beads here. Let's see if we can get this necklace to come together. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a thunder polish bead. And then I'm going to do several pearls. So let's see here. I debated. I don't know if I should do thunder polish bead, pearl, if I should alternate every one. I'm trying to figure that out. I think I might, because I really kind of want the sparkle in there that the thunder polish beads give. So I think I am just going to alternate. So thunder polish, pearl. Yeah, I like the way that's going to look, I think. So I'm just going to alternate these two all the way up until I'm going to go a little bit further, and then I'm going to add on these bigger beads too, but right now I'm just going to do a few more of these. Okay, let's see, what do we have there? That looks pretty good. I think I'm going to put the big one, the big crystal or rhinestone bead first. Really like it. It's so pretty. And then I'm going to do pearl and then thunder polish bead, because if I put that thunder polish bead on right beside the big rhinestone bead, I'm afraid that they're going to go down in there. It's kind of got a big hole. So there's 3. I'm going to do 4. And I'm going to do one more set, thunder polish and pearl, and then I'm going to put this bigger crystal on. Okay, so just like that. And then I'm going to go all the way up the rest of this, just alternating with the thunder polish and the pearls. So I'm doing pearl, thunder polish bead, I'm just going to alternate these back and forth all the way up this side. And then I'm going to go ahead and bead the other side the exact same way that I did this one, okay? So I'm going to go all the way up until I just have enough to crimp, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and then come on back and we'll finish it. Okay, so I've got both of my sides beaded up and I ended up with 22 pearls per side. So now I'm just going to close it off. I'm going to take my crimp bead and put it on here. My wire guard, and I've actually got some jump rings here that I'm going to use to attach the toggle bar and ring. I don't really want to attach them straight to the wire guardians. I don't know, it just seems like it's better to attach them with a jump ring. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this up tight, and sometimes, like one of my strands, the fire polish bead would allow 2 strands of this bead stringing wire to go through. The other one, the fire polish bead, wouldn't. So I guess it just, or thunder polish, I'm sorry. I guess it just depends upon the, you know, if the hole is big enough. This one does not seem to be either. So I'm just going to go back down through the crimp tube, and I'm going to pull this up as tight as I can get it. And I'm just going to go ahead and crimp it down without going back down through the bead. Now, I hate to do that, but these thunder polish beads are just tiny. Their holes are tiny. And it just doesn't want to go through there. So I'm going to go ahead and crimp this down. Okay. Twisting it and closing that crimp up. Okay, just like that. And then I'm just going to take this and trim it off right up here close to the bead. Now, if you've closed your crimp really good and you've crimped tight, you shouldn't have any trouble with that wire coming loose. It should be just fine. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got my crimp closed up really good. Okay. Now I'm going to do the other side, same thing. Up and over and around this wire guard. And back down through the crimp tube. I'm having troubles this evening with my little wire guards and stuff. I did go get some chicken nuggets and an egg roll. Not a very healthy dinner, but I was really hungry. I hadn't eaten anything since, it's almost, I don't know what time it is, but it's late, and I hadn't eaten anything since like noon or a little bit before. Okay, so just making sure all that's pulled down, and I'm going to do the same with this one. Just crimp it down. Okay, turn it and close it up. Okay, go ahead and trim this off. Now we can attach our toggle bar and ring with a jump ring. And we do need to make sure that our toggle bar will go through the ring. And what I mean by that is sometimes if the beads behind it are large, it won't. So, I mean, these pearls aren't really big, but I just want to make sure that it's not going to block it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the ring on. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the bar on. And then I'll check it. And just be sure. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the bar on here. I think this should be okay. These pearls aren't that big, but I just want to make sure. So make sure your jump rings are closed up really good. And then just test it and make sure that it will go. And it will. Okay, so it's good. So here's what we've got now. We are going to do some dangles here with these other beautiful beads. So we've got all these really pretty beads. And I'm probably going to throw in the pearls too, and some of the thunder polish beads. So let's see what we've got here. I have a couple of eye pins and a head pin. Now I know with the eye pin, I wanted to do these big beads together here. And I want to hang this cage bead from it. And then I may even hang something down from the cage bead. So I think what I'm going to do is do the pearls. Let's see. Like this. And then hang the cage bead there. And then on these other two, I was just going to do something, alternate a little bit. So maybe, let's see, that one here, I could put the gold on the top and this one on the bottom. I kind of would like to do pearls on there too, so I may do, let's see, I've got this guy left. I'm actually not going to use him because if I do, it's going to make it uneven. I'm not going to have the same. So see, I could do this. And then do little thunder polish beads on the end of each one. And that might be what looks good. So let's try this, if these thunder polish beads will even fit on these eye pins or head pins. They may not. Let me see if I have a thinner one. This is a thin one here. Okay, it will fit on there. So I'm going to do the thunder polish bead, a pearl, these pretty plum colored pearls, this large hole bead, this one, and a thunder polish bead on top. So there's what we've got. Okay, I like that. It's pretty. I am going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to go 90 degrees here. I'm going to grab my round nose pliers. And I'm going to grab it right here in the bend. And then I'm going to go up and over, rotate these up, and come around. Going to grab with my pliers and wrap. Okay. Yeah, I just like the look of a wrapped loop sometimes. Just add something to the project and almost kind of will look, a wrapped loop can look complex when they're really not. Okay. There we go. Now I'm just going to trim this little bit of wire right here, because I don't really want to wrap down over my thunder polish bead. It's too pretty to cover it up. Okay, I'm going to take it and make sure that there's nothing snagging out, and there we go. Okay, so there's one of our pieces. I'm going to do the same on this other one, except for I reversed the order. So the thunder polish bead, then the pearl. No, I reversed the order. I said, I've got to think about it. Yes, then the gold, then this guy, then this guy, then this one. Okay. And then the little thunder polish bead. And I'm just going to go ahead and do another wrapped loop right here. Same thing. Up and over, rotate these up and come on around. Grab with my pliers and wrap. I love this dark sunset strand. The colors on it are some of my favorite colors. And I thought it looked so pretty with the contrast of these cream colored pearls. Just thought it was really, made a really good combination. Okay. that one wrapped. We're just going to trim this off. Make sure that's tucked good. Okay, and there's our other one. Now we're going to do our middle one here. For it, I'm going to do a thunder polish bead, a pearl, this beautiful rhinestone bead, another pearl, and another thunder polish bead. Now this one is not really big enough to do a wrapped loop, so yeah, I'm just going to do a regular loop on this one. It's a little bit long. Okay, go ahead and roll a loop back. Alright, there we go. So there is our one middle piece. And then I'm just going to hang the cage bead from it. Okay, so I'm just going to open this up and just hang the cage bead right on there. It doesn't really matter where. I guess you could choose any of these little connections. Let's see if maybe I can go through it that way. Okay. And close it up. Super cute. Okay. Now, so I have these and I want to hang them on here, but I don't want it to, I don't want these to be too close together. So I'm going to take these crimp bead covers and I'm just going to put them around this ring and close them up, okay? So I'm just putting them around there just like I would if they were over a crimp bead. And then I'm just going to close them. And they're pretty big, so I think this should work. If not, I have another idea. Okay, I think it's going to work though. And they'll end up just looking like little spacer beads on here. Okay, so see how that just, if I can get it closed really good. Oh, no, it wants to come off. It'll just look like a little spacer bead on here. The key with these is to get them closed so you can't tell what they are, that they're a crimp cover. There we go. Alright, so there's one. And see how that looks? Just like a little spacer on there. And then I'm going to use jump rings, just small ones. And I'm going to use, let's see, do I want to close that up a little bit more? The other idea I had, so if you don't have the crimp bead covers, but you still need to space these out, my other idea was to take jump rings and just do like 5 or 6 here and then hang this and then 5 or 6 and do it like that, so it created just some spacers in there. But I think that these are going to work good for that. So, but if you don't have these, just use jump rings. Put 4 or 5 jump rings in between each of your components here, and that'll look really cute. Okay, so I'm just going to hang this from here with the jump ring. Okay, there's that. Let's go ahead and put that down there. I'm going to take another one and do over here. And with these, you just have to kind of press around on them until you get them completely closed up. Okay. Now, do I want to hang that one this close, or do I want to do another bead in between? That's what I'm trying to decide there. think I might do another one in between and then hang them on. So let's just put one more on. I just don't want these to be hanging so close together that they're bumping each other. We'll see how they look. I could always take these off if I needed to. They look like little Pac-Man. Okay. Move it a little bit like that. Yeah, I think 2 in between is going to be the best spot there. And then I'm just going to hang it on with a jump ring. Having coordination issues tonight. Can't pick anything up. Can't keep anything on. Oh man, it happens. Alright, I'm gonna put this one on. Yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty good. And so one more of these guys over here. I don't know, you don't really even need to grab it with the pliers to stick it on there just to close it up. I do like using my crimping pliers when I'm using crimp bead covers because they have these little grooves and they sometimes make it hard or make it easy to hold them, but nothing's easy tonight for some reason. Okay. And I find if I grab it and kind of flatten it in a little that it closes up better. There we go. And we've got our one last little thing over here. I want to make sure I get the same size jump ring on the 2 outside ones. The middle one I put a little bit smaller jump ring on just because I want these to hang down just a little bit more than they are. Okay. So we're just going to put this guy right on and close it up. So there is our middle piece. Now, I think it does need another bead on, well, maybe not, I don't know. I think it does need another bead on either side. So I'm just going to go with these and play with them here a minute and make sure they're closed up really good. And you can play with them. You just have to kind of form them around. They're very soft metal, so they'll kind of form around. But you do want to make sure that they're closed up good so they don't look funny or you can't see the opening in there. And I'm going to put one on either side on the outside here. Yes, I really am going to do it. I've never had so much trouble. Okay. And then, like I said, I kind of like to grab it and just flatten it this way, just the top down, because it kind of makes that want to close up a little bit better. Use these for a minute. There we go. And these do require a little bit of playing around with, but they will close over this wire, and it looks like there's just little spacers on there once you get them closed up. Okay, so there's that one. We need one more over here, and then we're good. He's not going to be easy for me. This one actually, I'm going to use this other one because that one's kind of closed up. I could open it, but it's easier just to grab another one. Close it up. All right. All right, there we go. So, and you can just work with these a little bit, you know, play around with them, smash them one way a little bit, like I'm going to go on top here and kind of flatten him a little, and then you can go to the sides and kind of flatten him, and he will close up. But these are, they have to really be kind of played around with sometimes. But they do make good little covers, or good little spacer beads, as well as crimp bead covers when you need to space something on a wire or a ring. Like if you have a memory wire bracelet and you find that you have an extra space in there or something that you don't want, or your beads moved a little more than you wanted them to, you can use these on the memory wire and just put that little bead in there, and it just looks like a little spacer bead in there. So they're pretty cool. Okay, so there is what we've got. We have a really pretty dark sunset beads, which I love. I just love these colors. And then we've got our little dangle down here with our cage bead, which he acted like he was going to fall out there, didn't he? Our little cage bead at the bottom. So I think this turned out really pretty. I just, like I said, I like these dark shades against this creamy of the pearls. I think it's so pretty as a contrast. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. And, you know, subscribe to my YouTube channel, but give it a thumbs up. And I will put links to all of the beads in the description box below the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.